Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with three S's. I'm here with my co-host today. We have
Jojo O'Toole.
we're talking about Rupaul's Drag Race 5, All Stars 5, episode 2. We got it, I got it. And it started out with I started out with an eye roll. Like it seems to be like my trope for when I'm doing any recaps. It's like, how many eye rolls do I get in an episode? And it started
They're stuck.
eye rolling, India walking in first, like all smug. She's so smug. I mean, obviously be proud of the fact that you won like the thing, but she lost the lip sync.
Yes.
So like can't be that smug.
And throwing in like, oh, well, at least it was Evie Oddly that I lost to. I'm thinking probably would have lost to many of the assassins. Let's be honest.
Probably would have lost to anybody on her season.
Yes, 100%. If they had to like literally match up, I don't know how India would do.
She may have beat the person that went home this week. Maybe.
Derek, sure. But if
no.
if it was like top two, I don't know who the top two would have been. I guess her and Cracker, or
She wouldn't have been able to beat Crocker, I don't think.
The Cracker's really impressed me with her dancing.
Well, oh man. I don't know if I picked a winning team this time around. I mean, yes and no. But we're going to be coming to the demise of Ms. Cracker, I think, later on this episode.
Yeah.
So we talked a lot about the 20 grand and how Jujubee can do a lot with the 20 grand. So what would you do with the 20 grand?
With 20 grand, what would I do?
Like right now, like, I mean, obviously, you can like invest, you can put it into RSP,
sure.
blah, blah, blah. But like,
put it towards my wedding. Need to do that. What would it like? Is a good selfish thing that I would want to do would be like get like literally every single tooth capped and just have a horse mouth that was constantly
really?
open. Yeah, oh, I would love that. Just like
why? You have like a nice smile.
I don't know about that.
Like really what's her name? No offense. Only a little bit of shade here, but what was her from last season?
Nikki.
No.
Which
from New York? Your queen. Britta.
Oh, Britta.
You want Britta smile?
I'm shocked that Britta didn't get that capped before season 11 began, or season 12.
No, I didn't. I thought that she looked like she had caps.
She had caps, but one was missing right here.
Oh.
And it was because she's so expressive and opens her mouth, that she'd just like get a little flipper.
For sure.
Yeah.
Or just like put some like a cotton ball in there or something.
Yes.
I don't know.
Pack it in, fill it, get some white out.
So
okay.
Mayhem Miller is she was really kind of happy. Obviously she stayed and the queens, voted her to stay for the most part. And she's like, you love me, you really love me.
My girlfriends, my sisters.
Yeah. And Mariah, obviously, who's her bestie in the game, said that she felt that she deserved to win. But how did you feel about Jujubee telling Mayhem that she voted for her to go?
I love some drama on a season, obviously. All Stars 5, they brought it so far. The first 10 minutes of the first episode was excellent television. But these girls are going to see these episodes back. Why lie about it? Be upfront and honest. I don't think Jujubee's that worried about Mayhem being in the top. So, such shade, I know. But I don't, yeah. Oh, I want one so bad. I think Wow Present sells them. So if anyone's watching and wants to donate a shade button,
I would love it.
We'll put some audio in over that.
Yeah, I will.
Shade. I mean, to be honest, I think Jujubee should be honest. Why not? And it causes a little bit of drama, but the real drama.
And to be fair, like they both weren't great. But like she wasn't that much better than Derek. Like it was like, oh my god, it was a really tight one. Like she wasn't like, well, it was a tight one, but like that they were so good that we're trying to measure like hairs.
Splitting hairs 50 ways.
They're both really pretty bad, and she was just a little bit better than really bad.
I think it was a coin toss. I think it was the fact that India was the winner of the week. Of the Maxi Challenge last week, so she probably pushed that a little bit. And Mayhem was smart. When India went off with Derek to chat, Mayhem had a group of people and could actually speak with them and say like, hey, I want to be here. Hope I have all your votes.
Well, and
There's a
also
little bit of strategy
Judy
there.
and Derek seemed like they were friends. Like they kind of were conspiring Mean Girls a little bit together. And so the fact that Mayhem didn't, I expected Jujubee to vote to keep or vote out Mayhem. So I'm just the fact that, I mean, for the show, a little bit of a storyline, I'm sure that she wasn't as mad. Like she probably expected it, but like she should have expected it.
I think she said something about Jujubee being her friend in real life. But as we know, this is not RuPaul's best friends race. So.
And Jujubee, is she going to be the villain of the season?
I think the title might belong to Miss Cracker.
Well, at this point, I was like, when Jujubee was like doing her 2 Silence of the Lambs references this episode, like she does the whole thing when she's talking about eating these hoes up.
Yeah. Just a little smoothie. Taking those.
She's hungry for the crown.
Jujubee has done so well every season that she's been on those, so I think she's like incredibly confident and has every right to be.
And she just looks so good. Like she just like, I love the way I just like the way she paints and like I like her style. Like I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan.
Yeah. I mean, her silhouette so far has been like the same every week. There's very much a trumpet happening, so I'm excited to see something different from Jujubee. But
I think she has that in her because she does kind of do the same stuff. Like that's why she didn't end up being my number 1 pick, or well, I would have taken Shay first. But like she doesn't do things necessarily that wow me, and I love the wow.
Yeah, I think like the last time she played was All Stars 1. And it was kind of like she looked like she was working at the shopping mall. And this is a little bit more like she's the CEO of the shopping mall.
Okay, she's moving up.
I think she's moving up. I'm really curious to see next week's look.
So I was confused about this next part. So Miss Cracker was saying that she was like going back on, she felt like she should have voted for Ungina to go, but I feel like they only did they have the 3 lipsticks, or did they only have 2?
They only had 2 last week. I thought that was confusing too with this episode because there was a bottom 3, but last week Rue just had a bottom 2.
So there wasn't even a chance though for her. She just was basically saying like, I wish. Oh, the whiteout. Did mention the whiteout. Yes. You're right. I was just confused because like there was only 2 bottom 2, like. And Ungina wasn't available to be voted for, so the whiteout wouldn't actually even have been effective unless it just would be pure shade.
It was just shade for the vote, and I loved Ungina's confessional when she's like, number 1, you're not Ben de la Creme. Number 2, you're not a judge. Number 3, there's no number 3. You can go fuck right off. Like yes, cute. That's the Ungina I love.
She's cute, but I don't think she can go toe-to-toe with these Cracker is pretty vicious.
Yeah.
Like,
go
ahead.
I think Cracker, I don't know. I go back and forth with her. I really liked Cracker her season. I liked that she was a perfectionist, but she got in her head way too much. And I think she's really funny, but this episode was kind of sad for me. We'll get there at some point when it hits the fan, but
the next part, Rue comes into the workroom, and why wasn't there a mini challenge? She just immediately is in. I know that's like kind of a big one, but like the mini challenge, it seems like it takes like 45 minutes. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like it takes like a huge amount of time, like a day. You know? It's
like she cut the mini challenge so that India would be in control of team number 1, choose her 2 biggest rivals or biggest competition threats, and then that's how the groups would form. Maybe it had to do with like the choreo, the recording, the writing the verses of the songs. I don't know, but
I mean, I always like the mini challenge because I feel like it shows their personality. It shows usually like, you know, their drag, like I like their quick drag. I like the little dumb little games that they play. Like, I don't know. I enjoy having all the elements of the episode, like come in, a little bit of chit chat, then Rue comes in, have a little mini challenge. Then you have like after the mini challenge, you have the explanation of the maxi, and then you go to the maxi. You know what I mean? I like that.
I prefer that too. Maybe it was, I mean, the episodes are still an hour and a half, so They could have
Yeah.
crammed something in.
It's like, it's little, like, even like I love going to the library.
Yes. And they cut the lot. I realized the other day that they cut the library from last season. They didn't open the library.
They must have.
They didn't.
Well, they did the puppet show. It was
They did the puppet shows, yeah.
the sort of shade thing.
But there was no, like, maybe they filmed it and it was awful and they were just like, this is a waste of time and no one gave us good reads.
I don't know if you could hear that, but when you went, like, can you hear that feedback?
No. I was moving my mic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the mic, it just sounded like, but it was just like perfect timing. Like, obviously, because you moved.
Perfect. I have a perfect timing award up there. Just bring it up over.
So she's explaining this challenge. So it's called I'm in Love, and it's going to be in groups.
Yes.
And basically, they have to write a verse about their celebrity crush.
Their celebrity man crush, which I thought was so silly, the fact that they had to state it was a man crush. Like, isn't a man crush like when a cisgendered heterosexual man like has Tom Brady on his bedroom wall and like a poster, and he's like, that's why I have him, because he's my man crush.
Yeah.
And I'm progressive enough to say that.
Yes. But I think it's also
crush.
Like, cute.
Yeah.
How'd you think, Rue's saying here that Ed O'Neill was her man crush?
I mean, I love him on Modern Family. My partner and I marathoned Married with Children like a couple of years ago, and I wasn't the biggest fan, let's be honest, but I see the humor in it. And like, he's a blue-collared, rough around the edges kind of guy. So I can see Rue having a crush on Ed O'Neill for sure.
Did you watch Married with Children?
Yes, yeah. Oh, was it Married with Children? Oh, yeah. What did I say?
Modern Family, maybe?
Whatever it was. Yes.
I felt like you said Modern Family, but
I think I started with that and then moved to Married with Children, but then I thought I called it All in the Family, and got confusing for me, for my brain, my little peanut brain.
Pea brain. Okay, so India did seemingly choose her biggest competitors as the captain, so it was Shay and Blair. Mariah didn't think that Blair deserved to have those accolades. What did you think? Oh, you're frozen.
Yeah, sorry, I'm back. I think Blair could be a big threat this season. She did pretty well during the first Maxi Challenge, and she's a recording artist. I don't know if they knew about the challenge beforehand, though. Did they? Did India know that it was going to be a songwriting challenge?
Well, she said.
Or did she just ask, like, biggest threat?
It did say writing a verse, so maybe an idea of having to create something kind of musical might have been in there, and they're in groups, so they might have had the idea that it's going to be kind of like a review of some sort.
Yeah. I mean, I probably would have chosen... No, I guess Blair would be a pretty high threat level person to do a verse, or even some choreo. I don't know her extent on choreography. But Shay knows how to get some athletic.
I love her. She's like looking hot this season.
Ooh.
Hot. So it ends up being that, so India, her first choice is Jujubee. Blair's first choice is Ms. Cracker. Shay's first choice is Mariah. And then India chooses Alexis. Blair chooses Mayhem. And Shay, Angina in the end. We left with Angina. So Angina definitely lucked out with her trio. What do you think about all the teams in general? Who do you think was the strongest?
Looking at the names, I would say Blair, Miss Cracker, and Alexis would be my strongest team.
Is Mayhem.
Oh, it was Mayhem. Oh no, I switched it. Oh no. Yeah. Oh, let me rethink that. No, I guess, the same. I would say Blair, Miss Cracker, and Mayhem would be the strongest team.
Yeah, agreed.
Out of all three. Agreed.
I mean, Jujubee is great, obviously, but I feel like having to carry both, I'd find India and Alexis. And I don't think that her talent would be helpful enough. And yes, Alexis has a lot of personality, but she's not that polished. She's not that wow factor for me anyways. So, and India, she flops to me. So yeah, I don't think
she ever.
The Shea Mariah Angina team, I was like, I had a little bit of hopes for, just because Shea and Mariah, I found them to be so beautiful. And I think actually Angina is beautiful as well. I was just wondering about the height thing. I thought that might be awkward.
Yes.
But yeah, I do think that Blair, Ms. Cracker, and Mayhem were the strongest trio in that sense. Yeah.
I do think.
Who's your celebrity crush?
Oh, my celebrity crush. My first crush was like Fred Penner, Bob Vila, like when I was like a kid. The bearded tool building home renovation.
Okay, I think I remember the name, and I think I know who you're talking about. Not cute. Okay, maybe
Yeah,
how about now? Who's your celebrity crush now?
Who's my celebrity crush now? I mean, my celebrity crush as a teenager was Sarah Michelle Gellar, 100%. I was obsessed with her, everything about Buffy. But then I moved on to like Ryan Philippe. He was a big one for me. Cruel Intentions.
I had a crush on him for sure.
But
my friend Christina is like what used to be buds with him back in the day, and so like they used to like hang out in LA.
Tell me more.
Still married to Reese, and she met Reese at like the gym. They went to the same gym, and she was like, who's this 12-year-old girl here? And it was actually Reese, because she's just like small and looks really, really young and angelic, like in real life.
She looks so
like,
young.
Yeah, and so she's like, oh, this is Reese.
Yeah, that is you. Who was your first celebrity crush?
Well, I did. I'm so cool, but I did buy those like Bopper or whatever magazines.
Me too.
And Obsies, I was obsessed with 90210. So I had obviously Brandon and Dylan on my wall. And one that would have been a shocker, it's so embarrassing.
Oh.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh.
Wow. He was on my wall. I was like 10 or 12.
Bob had images of him in their magazine.
I don't know, like him doing like the splits on chairs.
Yeah, I mean, like he was a big old action star. I can see that. Okay, that's not the worst.
This is the first time I've ever admitted that.
I said Bob Vila and Fred Penner. You have nothing to be ashamed of.
I think that Jean-Claude Van Damme is a little bit more embarrassing.
I don't know.
Google nowadays, I'm still in love with. I love, what's his name? Benicio del Toro. I have this I've always had a crush on him ever since I used to call him like the rugged Brad Pitt that I was definitely into. And I also love Javier Bardem.
Okay. That's a nice little combo.
I like really manly men. Like they're both really masculine.
Just like me.
Well, if they're gonna be like you, they'd have to be like really weird and kind of crazy, you know? Like
I love
oh my god, I love him too. Russell Brand, you know?
Okay.
If we're going that route, you know?
I'm so mad at him with watching that Katy Perry documentary. I saw that in theaters by myself.
I didn't see it.
It's called Part of Me. It was from 2014, and it was about her concert, and then her divorce started halfway through the documentary, and it got real fast. It was like, oh, Katy would be under a blanket hysterically crying, and then they'd be painting her face. She's just and then going up to do her concert. I'm like, my God, turn it off and turn it on.
I gotta watch that.
I think it's on some streaming platform.
I can find it.
I'll send you
so Blair, this is our second Hannibal Lecter reference, chooses Hannibal Lecter as her celebrity crush. And I think it was a smart route. Yes. Rue wants to laugh. She always wants to laugh. And this little skinny, pretty girl is going to be all into Hannibal Lecter. There's definitely room for some jokes in there. And I think
100%. I think it was a brilliant strategy for all three of them to choose someone that people normally wouldn't have a crush on.
Absolutely.
Mr. Rogers.
Is that the name of this episode?
Reading it, you're like, oh, episode 2.
Sorry, I'm like super into that right now.
Okay.
So Mayhem is worried about working, obviously, with Ms. Cracker here because, like, she remembers from her season that she did do a scene with Ms. Cracker. Ms. Cracker likes to steal the show.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if it started here, but we do talk a lot about Ms. Cracker in this episode. And she's like kind of acting like a victim, but she's really like, she's not kind, she's not nice, and she really is self-centered. Like it's very obvious. So do you think that she just is completely oblivious, or do you think that she really has a lot to learn and grow?
I think this is like as much a competition as it is like group therapy. It's like these girls love to hear them self-talk. When they told her that she was egotistical, it's coming from 3 drag queens. Like, let's be honest.
Watch your last season. Like, read some. I mean, don't read your comments because I'm sure comments are like really, really horrible. Yeah. But like, read some of them.
Except for our comments, people are always like, "I want to be your friend." I'm like, "Listen, bot.
Oh, yeah,
you leave us alone."
Bots and if you're not gonna watch the video to the full end, bot, don't message.
Get out of here! I don't want your views. I think Miss Cracker realizes that she's difficult to work with, but has done nothing to change that. Yeah. If that makes sense. I just don't think she knows how to turn it off, being herself.
She's just so unlikable, and that's what I didn't like about her last season. So I remember when Pez and I were choosing, I obviously went for Aquaria right away, and like people were putting a lot of similarities with her and Aquaria, and maybe aesthetically, if you painted them the same way, they have a very similar, like slightly similar look, but I didn't find them to have the same personality or vibe at all. And I was like, it's not dividing between the 2 queens. Like Aquaria was far superior in my eyes than Ms. Cracker ever would, even if they painted the same or they had some similar photos.
They had like those weird brows. Episode 1, they were both like, "Oh no, we're both wearing the same brows."
Well, but then didn't they have like somebody like trolling them and sending them pictures of who was copying whom?
People were saying that Miss Cracker was copying Aquaria. They were both like New York queens, young, blonde, hot at the moment. So people were grouping them together. And then people were saying that Cracker was copying Aquaria's looks.
Well, okay. So Cracker's unoriginal then in that sense. Anyways, I didn't want Cracker like on my team. I had the choice of both of them, and like I picked Aquaria number 1. And I think that's just indicative of like I should not have picked her this season. I gave the 2 queens that like I was giving the benefit of the doubt have already disappointed me. Obviously Derek by being voted out last week, and now I mean Ms. Cracker might go a lot further than Derek, but like she's just I don't want to root for her, and like that's something that I think is important when you have a team that you're trying to like root for. It's like, oh, but I don't even like her.
There's still enough time though for an arc. Like there might be a redemption at some point where, you know, Cracker has the confessional where she completely breaks down and vows to be a better human being. Let's hope for a breakdown.
No.
Just shaves her head.
Oops, maybe there'll be a love connection. Who was it saying that they liked her thighs? Was Jujubee?
It was me. Yeah. I think it was Jujubee. Maybe.
So maybe there's room there.
I'm surprised that there hasn't been more showmances on Drag Race. It's like a bunch of gay men, alone, hotel rooms. Make it happen fast. Like,
well, I mean, I'm not a gay man, but are drag queens attracted to other drag queens?
Yeah, there's some kikiing happening here and there, I would say. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Common interests. Once you're at a drag, you know.
I don't know. I was wondering if one would want to be the star of the home over the other.
They might.
So.
Or they can bring in a guest star every once in a while.
Oh, maybe Derek Perry. And
yes. Yeah. They've been together forever. Like that couple, they've been together like 7 years. Just the
Wow,
three of them.
that works.
And I think Derek and his boyfriend Nick were together for 5 years before that. That's
So
putting time into that thing.
Blair says that she's a singer, and so like at that point, I'm like, oh, she's gonna flop.
Yeah.
Oh, right there, called it.
The
Blair is gonna flop in this one because she said that she's a singer. I'm like, Miss Cracker chose Sylvester Stallone. I was surprised about that.
I think she just wanted the Rambo, like the fun action star throwing someone in. Maybe she did have a crush on him. I remember the movie Cliffhanger and being obsessed with him.
Like holding on.
Yes, I used to hang off a tree, and my girlfriend Savannah would hold on to me. She was always Sylvester Stallone, and I was always the girl that died at the beginning. I'd be like, help! I'm getting on a bar, and I'm like, no, my hand's slipping. Savannah was really tough, so she could hold me. All 20 pounds of me. Memories.
I mean, he does have a little bit of appeal. I think maybe, like, I'm only just picturing him now, and he kind of messed up his face a bit with plastic surgery.
Yep.
And so
his daughter's gorgeous.
Oh, I don't know what she looks like.
I just saw her in this really shitty movie called 47 Meters Down, Part 2. It's like a sequel to like a shark movie. Her name is like Sis in real life. I'm like, oh, I love that she's Sis Stallone.
Sis Stallone.
Yeah.
It's pretty. She should be famous. Is she doing anything? Like she's in that movie, like as an actor?
Yeah. I won't spoil it.
C movie, D movie, porn.
Like a B plus. It wasn't. Okay. It was better than I thought it was going to be. I liked the first one, so I was like, oh, I want to watch a shark movie. Great.
I'm gonna look up Sis after. Yeah. Mayhem also but Mayhem chose as Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
And she keeps on fucking up. Like, I guess this is when they're in the studio part, but like, what does she keep on fucking up? Oh yeah, well she definitely fucking up her part, but am I skipping ahead?
No. Oh. I thought everybody was a mess except for Shay and who else wasn't a mess?
So when it started, Alexis, I said that her verse was good, but I don't know if it's just because how they layered it, but she just didn't seem to be on the beat. And her celebrity crush was Daddy Yankee, but it just it seemed really messy. But people were saying that she was good. But
I thought she was high energy. I liked her long pony. I thought she looked really good, and I thought out of the three of them, I actually thought she was the best one.
I think so too. India, she had India. Justin Timberlake. What?
Sorry, I keep calling India Farah instead of India. Just bad.
That's okay.
Forgive me, everyone.
As long as it's not Farrah Fawcett, people aren't confused. But India. She had Justin Timberlake. I wrote down bored. That's all I put.
Yep.
Bored.
Behind the eyes.
Shay. She had Chadwick Boseman. And I said that was so great, which we've already kind of stated.
Yep.
Angina, okay, lost her voice. She had Henry Cavill, who's like, he's pretty hunky. Quick story. So in Montreal, I worked at this bar restaurant. It was 3 stories. It's like this Montreal institution called Sir Winston Churchill Complex. And so I worked on the middle floor. And when they were filming, I don't remember what it was, but he used to come there all the time. But like, it was never on my shifts. And so it was like, honestly, like, was he really here? But like, all the girls have like pictures with him. And like, he's so nice. He's so hunky. He's so dreamy. But like, Henry Cavill used to come in like at least once a week while he was filming. What was it? What would he be in filming in Montreal?
Superman? No. Wouldn't be a Superman movie.
It's like right here.
I'm trying to think of what else he's done.
Hold on, let me do a quick search.
Hurry.
Talk.
I thought he was kind of a poor choice, to be honest. To like,
I wouldn't have picked him, but I think she wanted to do the whole Superman thing, right?
I mean, Superman, you could have went like the Christopher Reeves route and like made it like really.
But I think the fact that Christopher Reeves had the jockeying accident, maybe it would be a bad taste. I don't know.
Would it? I don't know. It might have been, or like Superman in general, and commented on all of the Supermans that have been I guess there's only been a couple famous ones. Dean Clark, Dick Clark, Dean Clark.
Oh, I can't find it. But maybe, yeah, I mean, it was a bit. People don't really know who he is.
And then Mariah was speaking about. She kept getting. She had Superman and Aquaman confused. What the fuck?
Like, Aquaman is a lot funnier. So.
A lot funnier. Could go a lot of ways.
Yeah, I think Jason Momoa is a
100%.
smoke show. Like, he definitely is up there in, like, really, really good looking man.
Yeah. I want to smell like his scrunchies.
You want to smell like his scrunchies?
Like, I wanted to like take a scrunchie out of his hair and I just want to hold it.
I just want to make out with him. I'm sorry, Lisa Bonet. You did good, but I want your man.
Yeah, let her have him for like 45 minutes.
Just like one smooch. She's been in Toronto or like outside of Toronto filming something up until before quarantine.
Fuck.
So, like, people
could have quarantined with you. He could have quarantined with you.
I mean, if they weren't together, I would totally see if I could like marry him.
Let's try it anyway.
I don't want to steal anybody. I don't want to steal anybody's man.
No way. Maybe you could be your own little trouble.
Maybe. No. She would be too much like I grew up with her. Like I watched
Sister Wives.
And I watched friggin' obviously the Huxtables
Cosby Show.
And so like I just know her from so long that like she deserves happiness. Yeah. I mean, I was also in love with her ex-boyfriend or ex-husband, Lenny Kravitz. So she got good taste in men.
Wait, who am I right now?
Zoe Kravitz?
No, it's Lenny Kravitz and his goddamn massive. I know, I spoiled it right away as soon as we said his name. I'm like, who am I? Scarf. Remember he had that massive
definitely
scarf?
Usually has the gigantic scarf. But I'm thinking with your short hair, you looked more like Zoe.
Oh, Zoe.
Who's also the most gorgeous. That's like the most gorgeous family I think I've ever seen. Like they're just
stunning.
So pretty. So what am I talking about here? I'm like, Shay, you in danger, girl. So who's she talking about?
The fact that Mariah and Ogina were fucking awful. What happened to Ogina's voice? It was gone.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
Yes.
I think that she psyched herself out. I think that it was fear, and that was resistance coming in to overtake. And I talk about this in like some of my other like my self-helpy kind of videos about my best friend in high school had an opportunity to meet with an AR like producer guy from Sony. She's a Baroque opera singer. She's amazing, and she's written her own music. She plays piano. She teaches piano. Like she is the best. She's an amazing singer and musician. On the day that she had to go and meet this producer to talk about a record deal, she fucking has laryngitis, and she did not ever meet with him. She never continued pursuing her music career as she was before that. Like, yes, she did some concerts here and there, but she never went for it like she was going to be going for it that day. And she's now completely stepped away from her musical side. So I think it was pure fear.
Yep. Took over, 100%.
Fear took over.
Yep.
And it's also allowed her to have like, well, I went home because I lost my voice.
Yeah, I mean, she could have had a lot of excuses for going home. I don't think it's because of her losing her voice.
I know, but she
could have made something of it.
Sorry?
She could have made something of it. Like she could have thrown a line in like, God, you make me lose my voice.
Yeah, like choking on your I lost my
100%.
voice. Like, I don't know. I've been hanging out with a lot of boys today, like for me to even say something like that.
Yeah.
But
true,
like her voice was it was kind of like this, but like she could have like gone down to her lower register and just be like, I'm gonna have tongue like this, be more butch, whatever. Like use the fact that she has to use her lower register or something, like instead of trying to sing and show that she lost her voice.
Yep.
Like I feel like she's just gonna prove that she lost her voice and just like, oh my god, I lost my voice.
I can't talk. Please forgive me.
Just
one less
down here. Yeah, it was. Well, at that point, I was like, she gave up.
Yep, out of here.
She
don't even do the runway. Just
Yeah,
quit
just
now.
quit. No, don't quit. But
We're
like,
encouraging quitters. Like, just quit. Give up.
I don't want a quitter for sure. But like,
Suck.
that's almost worse though, is when you can see that like they are trying to quit or try to like
Give you an
fail.
excuse. Yeah.
Yeah, excuses. They want an excuse. So out of the trios, Alexis, Jujubee, and India on the stage weren't very good. I found that Shay, Ongina, and Mariah, though, when they were rehearsing, I thought that they were kind of cohesive.
Yeah, I think Shay is definitely prepared and probably prepared them with. She was a great team leader out of all of them, even though her team failed. Unfortunately, they were in the bottom, the two besides her. But I think like Blair kind of pushed, or India pushed Alexis to do the choreo for their team. I think Cracker, Mayhem, and Blair kind of worked well together as a whole. But I mean, it's like Shay is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Straight up. Whatever she does, whatever she touches turns to gold.
She's the only all-star really in this season right at this point.
At this point,
she's the only person I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow factor. And that's what All Stars is. Like, I want to be wowed every time you walk out on the runway.
Mm-hmm.
Or every time you open your goddamn mouth.
This is
I
the
want
first
that wow
time.
reaction, that emoji.
Blair's team is this when they tell Cracker that she's difficult, and then Cracker talks about how it's hard for her to make friends, and she kind of, I feel like she did probably invent Ms. Cracker so she can like maybe combat the bullying and combat like the any not being able to make friends and the loneliness or whatever, and I think that it's her armor, but I think that she just needs to do a little bit of like self work. Like, they should have on the show, and maybe they do, some sort of psychologist or like a life coach or something. Because a lot of these queens, I've noticed, they have a lot of deep, dark stuff that are like been suppressed. And I would assume that for a lot of them, this drag persona has helped them cope through it. But sure. I think at one point, sometimes that it becomes a hindrance, and she has some deeper work to go through to allow her to show up. I think Derek is another person that has just like, the facade of Britney, but like, why can't he be himself? Like, I want to see who you are, Derek. Like, why is this a mask? Like, I want to be revealed, Yeah. And I think that's why we like Shay so much, is that we don't think that she's contrived. We think that she's a fully fleshed person that's like showing parts of herself when she comes out on the runway and taking risks with being vulnerable with like her creative expression through her drag persona. And so I'm suggesting that a life coach or somebody gets on that show and helps these people through some of like their demons, because I think that, A, it's going to help them, and B, it's going to help them become a better drag queen.
Yeah, how great would it be for like Yolanda to show up? Is it Yolanda, Oprah's life coach? Do you remember her?
Yes. Yolanda, yes.
Yolanda. Like, would love for her to show up. I think, like, especially before going on a show like Drag Race, they've all been there before. This is their second or third round for some of them. You got to know what to expect a little bit. And I think like speaking to a professional before going on the show and like working through some of your own stuff is probably the mature thing to do. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think.
Yeah. You are frozen, but I'll just talk for a bit. So yeah, I definitely agree that like maybe they need an opportunity to work out what they may be suppressing and they may not have been allowed to express in their life, and that now drag's become a mask, but so in order for them to reveal more of themselves, they might need to do some more inner work. So hopefully that maybe something that can change, or maybe they will take action and go and speak to somebody after the show. But until then, I think that Ms. Cracker is going to be a bit of a meanie, unfortunately. So we have our two judges. So we have Madison Beer, who's like super famous, but I actually don't really know who she is. I just know her name. I know she's really pretty, and I know that a lot of lesbians really like her, but I don't know who she is. Are you ever coming back so you can answer this for me? And then, he's completely gone. So it's really just me. And actually, maybe I'll pause it. We found him! So the only thing that I really said was I just introduced Madison Beer. So I don't really know who she is. I know she's like a recording artist of some sort. I know a lot of lesbians like her, but like that's all I really know about her.
I didn't know anything about her. I thought she was witty though and stunning to look at.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
I don't know.
And man, I meant to look her up. Who is Tessa Thompson?
So Tessa Thompson, she was in the new Men in Black sequel.
Okay, yes.
Or the new Men in Black reboot. And she's like I think she was the first LGBT superhero in the Thor series, I think.
Huh.
Quite well for herself, Miss Tessa Thompson.
She is LGBTQ, or the character was?
I think the character, I'm not sure about her, but the character was.
I mean, she looks familiar. I wasn't really familiar with her work, and I don't really watch superhero stuff, so I wouldn't have probably seen any of it. Yeah. But I did, in your absence, look up the movie that I was talking about, and it was The Immortals that Henry.
Okay.
So he was filming that in Montreal, and that's when he was frequenting the establishment that I worked at for many years.
Was that when he had like the wig?
Probably.
Or was that The Witcher? I don't remember.
It's like one of those.
Yeah, he loves his super.
Not medieval, but gods, goddesses type movie.
Yeah.
You know, but definitely I thought that RuPaul looked gorgeous, but I didn't like her outfit though. So what's going on? Is she just like her face and her hair? I mean, I don't know if you liked her hair, but I loved her face and her hair. I thought her paint was beautiful. I didn't love her outfit. I don't really remember exactly what it looks like, but like I didn't love it. I remember that. I also thought Michelle's makeup looked amazing too. So
I loved Rue's hair and her makeup. I always love her makeup. I think she always looks great.
Is it you telling me that Raven does her makeup?
Raven does her makeup, yeah. And Raven knows how to paint a face. She's real good.
Definitely. Well, I mean, Raven also, it looks gorgeous always as well. So she can do herself and others. It's pretty exceptional.
I don't remember what Michelle wore though. I'm trying to think.
I don't remember what she wore, but I just remember her face looked gorgeous. So it looked like it was like matte, more matte today or something. Okay. And just looked like really kind of, I don't know, soft and pinky. I don't know, it was really pretty. I thought it was gorge. So Blair and Company, I thought in their whole little review was the most cohesive outfit wise. Like I loved all like their color story, and I thought it all really worked. They're, in my opinion, were the top trio because I felt that they looked like a trio. I thought everybody else didn't really do, like they all maybe looked decent separately. Like I loved the way Shay looked separately, but then with like Angina and her little like little flared mini skirt and like I don't know, it just was like there was no cohesion with any of, and then Mariah in the bodysuit, I thought she looked amazing separately.
Her hair though, I didn't love. It was very like Just Dance Gaga 2009.
A little bit. She was just wearing a bodysuit, but I thought she looked good.
Yeah.
But like those three looks in itself, I was like, don't really work together.
No,
oh my God, you're frozen again. And I don't remember what the other group wore.
The other group was
Alexis.
Alexis had the big pony.
As usual.
But like super long pony. Like it was like to the floor. I thought she looked really good. Who was she with though?
She's with
Mayhem.
And India. No, Jujubee in India.
Yeah, India's looks are always like, there's like drag queen, like it's always more. It's like whatever she can have on her, The more the better. And I think that can look great or it can look trash.
Yeah, I mean, I think I thought that she looked better than she did last week, in my opinion. But I remember just being like, I wasn't wowed by that group, and I felt that that group didn't have cohesion as well.
Yeah.
Seemingly, also, Rue laughed the most at Blair, Ms. Cracker, and Mayhem. I think it's because they went a little bit outside the box with their celebrity crushes, and seeing skinny little Blair get all like raunchy with like serial killers kind of
Hannibal Lecter. I like that they filled their moments, even when the attention wasn't on them. They were still giving a story. It's like they were there was like a little bit of a conflict in their group, so they could like throw each other some shade here and there, but they were very together. And I think that's the kind of thing you want to see, is like performing in the moment. Every single moment counts, and I think that team did that.
As a performer, did you feel that the whole show itself was a little bit like at like a 6? Like I wanted them to be at a 10. I felt everyone was just like, like there is a different level of performance energy and rehearsal energy, and I didn't feel the performance energy. Like that's what you perform for, so you can go full out.
Yes.
Like going full out is the best feeling in the world. Like when you just let it live.
Yeah, I want to see them let it loose.
Let it loose, let it live, let it fly, like let go.
I thought the song itself was super catchy, and I think some of them were great, but
I felt
it wasn't like a musical.
A little bit boring. Yeah. I want to see a little bit more energy.
Yeah, I have low energy written quite a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
It was my big note. It was like low energy. Besides Shay absolutely murdering everything she touches.
Well, she was high energy.
Yeah.
That's it. She knows how to turn it on. She knows how to exude energy and performance. Like she performs. These girls need to get a little bit of lesson and
step up their pussies.
They need a performance coach as well. So they need a life coach and
a lot of coaching. These all-stars, aka some stars.
Yeah, see these like returning queens.
Yeah. These
So their drag for their show, their outfit was "Love the Skin That You're In." And I thought this was an interesting title or theme, we'll say. I wasn't really that wowed by anyone's. Like India's, I just put all the skin tones. So I just remember it was kind of patchy with like different skin tony.
I thought it was impressive that she made it herself. I'm always impressed when they make their own shit. I know, that's just not my style. I don't love throwing everything in a bucket and making it work. I think the concept, the idea of it is beautiful. But yeah, not my favorite look at all, ever.
I thought Jujubee looked beautiful. She was in peach, but it had like that mermaid bottom that you are.
Yeah, the trumpet. I would have liked it if it went right to the floor.
Yes.
I think it was cut off at it was like cut off at her ankles. If it went right to the floor.
They called her out on that too. Was it Untucked or was it somebody?
I think it was Untucked, yeah.
But I think that for the most part she looked pretty good. Alexis, I like that she had a skin tone leather friggin'
pleather cut here.
I didn't love the cut. It was okay, but like I like the fact that she wore leather, like it was skin tight leather. I thought that was cool. Like her style is not me, but I thought she looked pretty good.
I think it was Michelle that mentioned like the lips of her dress, and someone said like which set, because it was very labia on top. It's very labia.
You're familiar with the labia?
I know quite a bit about labia, so the design of labia. That's why I wore this today. Big ol' beep. So sorry, gross. I know. I hated her hair though. The loaf. I'm never a fan of the loaf. They like the colors in it, so I'm trying to make my own loaf now.
I mean, maybe I am just being a size shaming, but maybe it's because Alexis is big right now. I don't find that the looks look good on her.
I mean, fair. I think she has looked really great at times this season for sure. I just don't think it was the most flattering. There was so much going on up here. I don't know. I don't know about her shape.
Yeah, it's not working with what she's doing with her looks, in my opinion. It just looks kind of big and round and not chic enough for me in how she's putting it together.
Fair, yeah.
Don't come for me, people. That bot. I personally thought this look was one of my favorites. So Blair's all pink.
Yeah.
Skin with like
the latex.
PVC pink latex. Like, I was here for it. Like, who said that skin color has to be nude or beige or brown? Like,
yeah.
Fucking, I want to, like, she's a little alien or whatever. Yeah. Like, I liked her pink skin, and I thought she looked gorgeous.
I think she looked gorgeous too. I love when people flip the theme of the week and like make it their own.
Like a cartoon.
Yeah, I love a good surprise, especially. I think some people just didn't get it.
What's there to get? It looked amazing, and her fucking skin was pink.
Yeah, she was perfect. She's almost perfect. She's my runner-up for the look of the week.
Right, me too. That's why I was gonna say, like, she's my favorite. Actually, well, not, but like pretty much.
She looks incredible, but
she was at this point. She was my favorite. I was like,
oh yeah,
yes.
Walked out on the runway. I'm like, there you go, safe for the week.
Do you know what? And that's what I think is bothering me about this season, is that I want to be surprised. I don't want these trumpet bottoms or mermaid bottom, whatever you want to call them. I don't want these boring glitter things. Like, I'm not a pageant stan. Like, I want the creative weirdos that I have no idea what the fuck their crazy little minds are going to come up with and shock the fuck out of me and wow my face off. Yeah. Like, that's why I love Evie Oddly. That's why I love Aquaria, because they are creative. I want creative.
And fashion forward.
Pardon?
And fashion forward. I need some fashion with it, but I love when my mom.
Yeah, Nikki Doll last year, like the outfit that she went home on was a little bit underwhelming, but she had some really good ideas. And I was like, yes, show me your creative ideas in your drag. Like, I mean, I know there's just different types of drags and people like different things, but on All Stars, I want to be wowed every time. I don't want to see
it's a runway.
A boring runway. Yeah.
It's 100% a runway. You can wear whatever you want at any other point, but on the runway, I want my jaw unhinged. I want to be surprised. I want some comedy. I want it all. Just bring it to me every fucking week.
Yes. Like if I was on the show and I'm not even like a sewer or a seamstress of any sort, but like I would be trying to push the envelope with creativity and references and like. That's where my starting point would be. My starting point would be like, okay, how can I think outside the box with this fucking challenge? Yeah. What can I do that nobody else is going to do? Like, just because it says you're wearing skin tones, like, how can I, what other things can be skin? Like,
meat dress.
Right?
You know, like
hides of friggin' cow? Like,
a big foreskin. Like a beautiful turtleneck foreskin. You know, like
I mean, it's so repulsive, but I'm like, it's really amazing.
That's where my mind would go. I'd want to do something different. I don't know. Or like just literally like Cruella de Vil, like just covered in human skin, walking down, dripping blood. I don't know, anything.
Exactly.
The skin you're in.
Imagine, oh my God.
A reveal.
But if it was like Sharon Needles or, she does kind of gory stuff. If she like figured out how to put on somebody else's like face, like whole body,
like Mission Impossible style.
Like, like exactly. Face off, like I don't know, and have like the blood around the outside and like have somebody else's face on top of her face. Like, I would have been gagged.
Yeah.
I would have lost my voice.
You got a cold, Dia. Not the fear.
I mean, even me talking about this right now, I'm like excited. I'm like, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Anyways,
let's do the Red Canada season 2.
You know what? I'm gonna pitch for these people to step it up season 2. I'm gonna we're gonna cover it, and we're gonna make sure that we are a voice of at least the Canadian version.
Of reason.
Yes, the voice of reason. Everybody's gonna listen to us. We're gonna make that happen.
Yep.
So Ms. Cracker came out. I just wrote down Jewish princess. I don't remember thinking that she looked that pretty.
I hated it.
Yeah. Okay. So
I hated that like the dress itself in the front was like out here, so it felt like she was hiding behind it. If that was a big cracker, I would have died. I would have loved it. And like a tail of like fucking, I don't know, like what are those famous red crackers? Like you rip apart, like in the packages. Do you know what I'm talking about? What are they called?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Like saltines?
Yeah, like a saltine, like, you know when you tear them open, and there's like 2 of them in a package, you get a bowl of soup or something at a restaurant.
Oh, yeah. Well, they are a saltine, but
I can't think of the name.
Those are the pea, maybe?
Campbell's? No, that's a soup.
I can picture it with like the red across it.
Yep.
Imagine she put herself in cellophane, or in crack, that's her skin.
There you go.
Wrapper. Oh!
I'm calling her right now. Listen, if you have a time machine.
Seriously though, if you're a cracker, what's a cracker's skin? It would be friggin' a plastic.
Yes, there was so many things that, I don't know, could have been a lot. And I hated her tights. I thought they looked awful. They weren't the same color. It's too much. I didn't like it. I don't like that cut of the dress. Her hair, her face and her hair looked gorgeous. Hated everything else.
But I didn't think she looked that great personally. Maybe I just don't like her anymore. I don't know. Wow. Oh, I want to remember that name though. It keeps on kind of coming here, and then I'm like,
Tell us in the comments, bots.
They're like, great show. And you're like, fuck you.
We fucking asked you a question.
No. You want to be my YouTube friend? No. And then Ms. Mayhem Miller comes out with the chocolate beaded kind of dress. She thought she looked so great, but I thought it looked really cheap.
I hated it at first. Then I realized that I think it was the Kim Kardashian Met look, and then I hated it even more. I don't think it fit her well.
Met look?
Remember the Met Gala look when she had her dripping hair, and then the latex dress was super skin tight, rouged at the bottom, and then every bead looked like water dripping off her whenever she walked?
Kind of. But that's not what her dress looked like.
It didn't look like that, but I think that's what she was going for. There was too many beads for it to actually look like that dress.
I don't know. I thought it you could tell that it was just a sequins, just sequins, little sequins. It just looked cheap to me. It didn't look like she's dripping in diamonds. Her paint is always really great, but I just need more. We're going to be saying this for every single person until the next person, but I just need more. I want to be surprised. I thought the dress was ugly. I thought it was uninspired. I thought that it was womp womp. Womp womp.
Same page.
But then my favorite person, probably your favorite person too. Do you want to say it at the same time?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Joseph
O'Toole.
Who?
It's Joseph O'Toole. I'm kidding. Just a middle name. My favorite person. Shay looked incredible.
That's what I'm talking about with creativity. And it wasn't even that hard for her to do. She had a fucking cat suit that was really a sexy fucking kind of skin color. She looked like the lioness / Egyptian cat goddess.
Cleopatra inspired.
With their mini fucking fro. Give it!
Ooh. And her gladiator sandals. Don't think I didn't notice those cute gladiator sandals. Look at those. She was perfection.
I was just okay, see, this is when they saw her getting ready, weren't they shit, I need to maybe, reimagine this?
I would think that everyone would I would call my agent and be like, can you get me a flight out of here? I'm done. She has won this season.
Well, there's no way that anybody is winning other than her at this point.
There's still lots of room in the competition left, and maybe she'll get medically evacuated.
I
Who
mean,
knows?
who's really giving her a run for? I mean, obviously, Jujubee and Blair are her biggest competition, in my opinion, right now.
Yeah.
But she's been really nailing everything so far.
Unless people form some sort of
coalition, but she's never going to be in the bottom.
I hope not. That's the only fear I would have. At 4.
If she's in the bottom, they'll kick her out. But I just don't think she'll ever be worse than anybody else there.
No, I highly doubt it.
Highly.
I mean, this might be up for debate, but the only reason she lost her season 9, was because of the lip sync battle.
Yep.
That is, she had 4 wins. Her trajectory was to win the season, and Sasha.
She did something outside of the box and creative that
wow
changed, factor.
And that's changed Drag Race forever.
Absolutely. I screamed when she did that. I'm so emotional, baby.
I'll actually never forget it. I was
yeah.
Yeah, I remember I think it was during Pride too. It was during World Pride or something. And I remember literally serving a 17-hour day, and it was the big viewing party, and I had to stop and watch it, and I was just crying, so emotional. It was gorgeous.
So just take why don't they take notes, we talked about other reality shows, but if I was going on a competitive reality show, I would be going back through every fucking season and looked at the different looks that won, what was good, how I can brainstorm new ideas. You need to have fucking ideas ready to go. I don't want to just see a dress. You don't just pack dresses. You pack fucking ideas.
Yeah.
And bring some
ideas
adapt
to it.
Exactly. I would have at least 100 ideas of different looks that were inspired, and then see if I can make one of these already thought out a little bit looks to fit the brief.
100%.
I wouldn't just bring a trunk full of dresses.
No. Or 2 Tupperware things.
Exactly.
No. I would have, if I saw shade before the runway, I think I would have puked.
Yeah, I would be okay, I'm losing.
Sorry.
So on China, she looked really cute. I thought the dress was really beautiful. She just said it was an homage to Filipino costuming. Mm-hmm. I thought the dress was gorgeous, and I love the colors, the feathers, the parasol. But I did feel that she got swallowed up, and she couldn't see her. She's too small to be able to carry that much volume. Yeah. And so as much as it could have been decent, I think that just with her frame and how she worked it, didn't work.
I think Carson's note about her neck is the main thing. If she had literally just had it exposed to here and everything else was happening, and maybe lost the umbrella or left it somewhere and just showcased the dress itself, it even had some sort of headpiece, maybe that might have been too much. But she very much looked like an egg inside a hay. She was the needle in the haystack.
The egghead in the haystack. Oh, Angina. I mean, I think that her face paint is really gorgeous. I think she looks really spectacular. But I think that she has lost her confidence, but she doesn't really seem to know how to make herself look taller and look a little bit more gagged. She needs some training. She needs a drag coach. I guess it 100%. Wasn't true.
I think Angina opened up the avant-garde world for Milk, for Sasha, for Crystal Method, for a little bit for Evie. But the people that I'm naming are all statuesque people that can handle that type of look. Not that Angina can't, but she needs to figure out how to take
the proportions
and make those work.
Yeah, she needs. Yeah, she definitely has improved since her first season, because I felt back then everybody's looks were quite arts and crafty, but she's definitely stepped her game up in that regard. But I think that she needs to figure out her proportions a little bit better, just for her to be able to stand out and have that wow factor with some of these great looks. But it's just she gets swallowed up in them because she's small.
it's like her entrance look was incredible, and that didn't overwhelm me, and that was a lot. But for some reason, this week's Maxi Challenge or this week's runway, yeah,
Well, it's
just
because she had the headdress on for the thing, and so like I think
maybe that's why.
it just spread out the volumeness of like the stuff, you know. I
Maybe she
think.
just needed a mohawk.
I mean,
That
maybe
would have been
that's the trick, but she doesn't want to do hair.
a collar.
I thought Mariah looked gorgeous in her beige dress.
Yeah.
I didn't really say that much
Simple.
about her, and then what did I say? Oh, and that's it. Yeah, she was the last person. So, who did you think was going to be safe? Were you right with the safe or no?
Yeah, I think safe. I thought was going to be. Yeah, I thought the bottom were going to be Angina, India, and India. Yeah, I guess Mariah.
I
actually
didn't
thought
really think
and
Mariah because I thought that.
I couldn't remember Mariah.
Oh, okay, so that's problematic.
And
I think that's kind of what the judges were saying about Mariah, if I remember mistaken, that she just was like, she was okay, but people were, no, maybe it was somebody else, but looking to other people, looking, at other queens that were in her group. Yeah. The bottom three were Alexis Mateo, or the safe was Alexis, Ms. Cracker, and Mayhem. So they all go to the back. And then we had the top and the bottom. It was pretty obvious who was going to be the top and the bottom with that trio or 6-0. So we have Jujubee, Blair, and Shay were on the top, and then the bottom were India, Angina, and Mariah.
From top to bottom.
So the judges says that Mariah needs to stand out more, and I agreed. I thought she was gorgeous, and I think that she has elevated herself from her first season, but she needs to pop. It's the pop.
Yeah, I hate describing her as filler this season, because I think we have enough filler this season.
Well, and India's another person that didn't hold the judges' attention either. And so what we are looking for, so are the judges. And I think that this is why we're both feeling that it's not been an all-star season, because like this shouldn't be the note.
No, it should be, wow, we don't know who to choose because they're all incredible. I want to hear like, we're splitting hairs already. I don't want them having a problem at top 6. I want them having a problem at eliminating someone at top 9.
Yes.
I want them to be like, wow, these are all incredible people. How can we choose? Not, well, probably that person next week. And
I mean, you can pretty much, there's a few buffers. Like, India is probably going next week.
Yeah.
And then probably Mariah. No, yeah, India, then probably Mariah, then probably Alexis, then probably Mayhem. And then the top 3 are going to be who we just named, I think.
Probably. Yeah.
That's unless somebody just like wows us out of nowhere, but I don't really have high hopes,
Yeah.
And who's Angina needs more neck. Yes, we lost her neck. We lost her on stage. So without no surprise, our Miss Shay is our winner of the episode or of the week. I thought she deserved it. She looked the best to me. Yep. We both said she wowed us. Creativity on point. She was in both parts were great. Now, how did you feel though about it wasn't like the bottom trio, and then like I thought that's might be how they would have done it, right?
That each grouping would be safe.
So there'd be like a winning group, a safe group, and a bottom group.
Yeah, I think that's. It always kind of confuses me, to be honest, because sometimes you have groups that have one person that's super strong and then literally the bottom of the barrel in the same group. So I think Ru has kind of done away with that format where she literally would just pick the weakest performances. And I prefer that. I want to see like the weakest in general. But to go from a bottom 2 to a bottom 3, we don't know what's going to happen next week. I want a bottom 2 every week. I don't care about a bottom 3. I want like that person versus person, not like the buffer in the middle or
Yeah, like Mariah, it wasn't about Mariah. It was pretty much between India and Angina, but like Angina, I didn't think really had a chance. I mean, the episode made it look like she had a bit of a chance, but like I did not think that she was going to bother. But I guess, and they're also not playing strategically because like I might have taken out Mariah because she's better out of the three of them. I think she's prettier.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
That's who I want to go. So then now in backstage, Ms. Cracker takes back what she said about when Angina is crying. I rolled my eyes when Angina was crying. I'm sorry, Angina. I know you are a sweet, gentle angel and, you know, you're a sensitive soul, but buck it up for the show, you know, like you're on Drag Race, you know what's going to be required of you, you know that you're going to have to turn up, you know, like these are all the things that she knew coming in. She's seen now 15 seasons or so before she came back. Like she's probably done a gazillion drag coms. Like let's just like come on.
Yeah, I think I thought it was genuine what Miss Cracker was saying, the apology, because I don't know if she really wanted to like destroy Angina's experience calling her out that morning. But at the same time, Angina's like a grown ass person. Like pull up your big girl panties and put yourself first. Like don't worry about what happened this morning. Easier said than done. I get that. But at the same time, when you've been wanting to be on All Stars for 4 or 5 seasons and like campaigning, this isn't like when Angina got a phone call 2 weeks before the casting before the filming began. She's actively pursued being on the show. So pull up your fucking panties or pull them off and have a good time. Something, have fun, make it a better experience for yourself instead of sitting there crying and quitting the show. She quit the show, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Told them to vote her out.
She gave up. She definitely gave up. And I guess that's why I don't care for the crying, because it's like people would be crying to be on. Well, she was crying to be on the show, and so like suck it up. That's just as you're saying. Like just we're both performers, so we know what it takes to deliver, and I want people to deliver. Like give me the performance, give me the show I want. Like give it to me. I want the show. Like I don't want to beg you to perform.
Yeah. Or give it to someone. Heidi in the closet was literally like knocking on the window every morning being like, can I be on the season yet? Bring her in. She
just wants I want people that want it more. I want people that love performing. I love people that are creative. Like I know I'm being a dead horse here, but like that's what I want.
But I also want people to be doing it and not saying how much they want it or how much they want to do it.
Prove it.
Yeah. You're not proving yourself. Bye.
I wonder if some of it is like in Canadian mentality, because I found that for the most part that Brooklyn, she always gave it, and like even just like her looks, like she just like gives it. Like there's like intensity or fire or something. What do you
I just love her. I love her.
So gorgeous. I'm so sad that her and Miss Vanjie aren't together anymore because what?
Whatever.
I love them together.
I mean, they're adorable together, but like film an OnlyFans and we'll all be happy. Like that's great.
I mean, maybe one day they'll be doing the splits and some point shoes on OnlyFans, you know.
Ooh, making that.
How much would you pay? I mean, I don't know how to OnlyFans works. Is it like softcore porn? Like what is
not softcore? It's like it can be anything.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I think it's just people are like, oh no, it's my excuse to show off my butthole because I'm in quarantine and I want to make $10 a month. I don't know if people are actually making very much money from it. Some people are, I'm sure. If I was single, I'd be like, yep, doing it.
Well,
no, actually, I don't think I would.
A couple's one.
No, he would not be down. I'd be like, yes. He'd be like, no, please, God, no.
Well, yeah. Do people like mail in and be like, hey, can you do this for me?
There's probably some requests. But I mean, Brooklyn's also part of that Cameo, you know, the Cameo thing.
Cameo makes sense. Like, say happy birthday to my nephew. Yeah. Get it.
She's been like raising money the last couple of weeks for, I'm not sure the name of the charity. I should be plugging it, but she's been raising money the last couple of weeks and she's made quite a bit of cash from Cameo, which is really nice to hear. So she's putting her money where her mouth is. which I love to hear. I love to see.
I mean, I love these new opportunities to make money in times of quarantine, and people being able to use their voice in different ways with different platforms. So I'm all for it. I just don't get OnlyFans. I actually signed up yesterday. I'm like, well, just to see what the process was, and then I'm like, well, maybe I can be one of those feet people, because like people love feet. And like I was watching all these videos on YouTube about women that have made like $20,000 or 20,000 pounds, like just doing pictures of their feet, and like people have requests of like getting bandages and bandaging their feet.
Oh my god, I'm so down. Sure.
I'm just kind of like, maybe
my hands.
No, it's well, feet are more
feet
fetish.
Are very some people just love feet.
Like, oh, can you just like put your feet in some sand? Okay.
Let me take a ride down to Sugar Beach. Sure.
Exactly, weirdos. I mean, not weird. It's actually pretty normal. Okay, so did you think that was this a misdirect for you, or did you think that Shay may have actually voted off India? Because she says to Angina, she's like, if you stay, are you going to fight for it? And Angina's like, yes, I will.
I think it was just editing. I'm sure their conversation was much longer, but I'm sure she decided on Angina. I think she wanted to keep the peace. Why stir the pot? Why cause any trouble? And Angina did deserve to go home over the other two. She didn't want to be there.
But she was saying that she wanted to give Angina another chance.
Yeah, I would have also wanted to give Angina another chance.
That was like last episode, right?
Yeah, but like in that confessional, sure. Or in the moment, like your heart speaks to that, sure. But I think she knew what she was going to do.
So how'd you feel about the lipstick the lipstick assassin? The lipstick assassin.
At first, I thought it was Cameron Michaels because I thought I recognized the boots. I was like, Cameron. And then Alyssa showed up. I'm like, okay. I had faith that she would kill it regardless. I thought she would like really kick some ass, whoever she was against. But I think it also depends on the song choice. It was a Pointer Sisters song. Rest in peace, Bonnie Sin. She just passed away last week. But it was a Pointer Sisters song. Shay had every lick of it dripping out of her mouth. She had all the energy in the world, showing off tricks, gave us a performance of a lifetime. Alyssa's very talented. It just wasn't her song.
It wasn't her song.
I didn't feel it.
I didn't. Maybe Brew wanted Shay to win, and maybe since told Alyssa to maybe not go full out, because I didn't think she went full out personally. I thought that her outfit, though I love those friggin' gold thigh-high boots.
Didn't like what was happening up here.
But it was just too much fringe and it was too much going on. I felt that she got lost. She didn't even do like any death drops, like any of her like crazy spins. Like I feel like she didn't do the Alyssa Edwards that I was expecting. I thought it was a little bit like it was like a 7 out of 10 for what she usually does, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think it was also the song. I don't think she was feeling it as much. And like I know I hope this isn't too shady, but I would have preferred different hair on Alyssa, especially for this song. It was very coiffed, and I would have preferred some sort of like, even if it was long and curly, I needed some feeling, some movement.
Choreography.
I know she had movement in her clothing, but I hated what she was wearing.
I hated what she was wearing too, and my eyes just went to, okay, what's Shay gonna do in this part?
100%. I just watched Shay the entire time, waiting for her to win $20,000.
Yes, it's me too. Even though I love Alyssa Edwards, I didn't think that she brought it.
Yeah,
but you're right. It probably was a song choice.
Yeah.
So, like we said, Shay wins it. She has to decide who the losing queen was, and she chose for Angina to go home. No real surprise to many of us. Did they show Alyssa's lipstick?
They did not. I think they might have shown it in Untucked, maybe.
Yeah, I know. I remember feeling like I saw it.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah. All I wrote is like, Alyssa's gold boots were fire!
Yep.
So that's pretty much the episode. Was there anything from Untucked that you want to chat about? It wasn't really that interesting.
No, I mean, I think we got a lot of it. for itself.
Except that Alexis thinks that Miss Cracker is a phony.
Yeah, they were. I can't wait for next week when they start getting at it a little bit more.
Oh, this is a part that I was like, womp womp. Anjana chose herself.
Oh, fuck off! Yes. Out of 3
Uh,
people, she's like, I'm gonna be.
I don't do that. Nikki Doll just did that, and maybe they didn't see the season yet, but like, don't ever, ever, ever do that, please. Like, regardless if you're going home, don't fall on the sword for yourself. Still be fighting. That's what gets you called back. That's what gets you the booking of another show. Like, nobody wants something like, oh, I knew I sucked, so I'm not gonna vote for myself. Like, no. Who would you vote for? Who do you think you were better than? Like, I was so mad. I
Self-vote.
I thought, I'm like, she chose herself!
Yeah, that's literally quitting the show. So
Quit it.
Cool.
What did you think, though, about Alyssa's pep talk with her at the end, though?
I mean, I think because they're like older season queens and they've worked together quite a bit. I think and Alyssa's incredibly charming and a great person to speak to and like highly motivating. I think she is a great someone that's come out of Drag Race and really like made the most of it. So I kind of liked having her come in. I did. I don't know if Evie coming in to speak to Derek would have been that interesting. You know, like that would have been, you would have been like, ha, like you're out. Get out of here, bitch. But I liked whatever word I'm looking for.
Mothering kind of.
I thought it was sweet for her to. I think Anjana needed that.
Yeah. Okay, fine. No, actually, I didn't mind it. I just thought it wasn't familiar because they didn't do it last week. So I wasn't sure if it was just because it was Alyssa Edwards or if it's something that like the direction they're going to move going forward or if Alyssa wanted to do that. I wasn't sure. Just like.
I don't think Alyssa will ever say no to anything. I think she's oh yeah, you want me to go clean that stage? Yeah, we'll do. As long as there's a camera around.
Exactly. Okay, well, that's all we got for you today. We got through it. Not bad.
Yeah.
About an hour. Not bad. Technical difficulties. Sweet. Make sure that you subscribe right down below so, you can see what we have to say every week about RuPaul's Drag Race. And we're going to be going to do the Canadian version very soon. So make sure you ring that bell so you can be notified when we have a new episode. Like this video if you like it and you're not a bot. Leave us a comment. Like,
we don't want to hear from you, Evan or Luke.
Like, we want to be friends. You can find me on social media at ShanFriendFriend or all of us at Reality Realness with 3 S's. And you can find Joseph
at Jojo O'Toole on Instagram. And I think my Twitter is O'Toole Joe. J-O.
O'Toole Joe. I don't even think I follow you. So let me go find you.
I don't know. I have like -4 followers. So.
Yeah, like I bought some followers like 10 years ago and like there's like 1,000 left of like some random people. But anyways, have a great rest of your day, everybody.
Bye.
See you soon.